Alright guys, I'm just allowing this to cook down. And that's what you want to do. You want this to actually cook all the way down. And this is exactly what I was going for. So, as you can see, it's cooking down. This is what you want. And this is a very, very, very easy meal to prepare. If you are a single mother with kids, trust me when I tell you you can make this. Your children will love it. Very nutritional, very healthy. And we're going to make it even more healthier once we're done. But you want to cook this down, and it will give it a nice golden brown color, as you can see. Perfect every time. Again, if you're just joining, I am making stewed chicken with a twist. Make sure that you turn your chicken throughout the cooking process, because you really want to ensure that you want to ensure that all of the pieces of chicken are cooking together. So guys, what I will do at this point, I am going to cover my pot, and I am going to allow the heat to retain within the pot, and we will come back and we will check on this. Again, I'm cleaning as I cook. Look at this, guys. So I do not like a lot of the broth that's being created. So what I will do is I am going to allow this to actually cook down. But I mean, just look at that. The broth that's being created. So what I will do is I am going to allow. Looks magnificent, right? If you are in Atlanta and you want to get a free plate of food, please hit me up. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not eating this, I'm just cooking it. Well, no, I'm not telling the whole truth. It's someone who will be getting a plate of this. But I personally I'm not eating this. If you are actually watching this, please do me a favor. Share this video on Facebook. I would really, 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 really appreciate it. So share this video. Tell your friends about this particular recipe, especially all of my single ladies. I promise you, if you keep watching this, you will not be single for long. Look at that meat. Look at that. Just look at that. Now, this is how you prepare good food. Honestly. We're going to go on ahead and we're going to turn all of our meat because we want to ensure that all of our meat is cooked thoroughly on both sides. And you also want to ensure that all of the heat is being distributed throughout the meat. It's a balance. So once this gets to where it is that I would like, I'm not satisfied yet because, again, I would like for this chicken to be, I want to eliminate a lot of that water and a lot of that juice because I still had veggies to add, and that is going to, provide and increase the water. So I would like to, honestly, I'm trying to drain and cook a lot of the water that's inside of the pot. I want that to cook out. So I'm allowing all of the heat to penetrate the meat, but eventually I am going to remove the lid. I'll add my vegetables. I'll allow that to cook down. I am also going to add 2 additional things to this meal. And like I said, this is going to be a twist. I actually tried this. It's something called pumpkin flowers. And I'm going to tell you it is delicious. So I will be adding my vegetables. This is pretty much going to be the residue and the seasoning from the meat. I know a lot of people would simply throw it away after they cook the chicken. I don't at all. I add this to my pot. I will allow it to cook down. I will be adding carrots to this. And I am also going to add pumpkin flowers. Look at that meat. I have to keep saying that. Look at this meat. Beautiful. Simply divine. And the taste is just beautiful, especially if you actually prepare this with the green seasoning. But that will be another day, another video. But look at this. And this is the color that you want. Now, if you would like to have a darker more indulgent color, you can add more brown sugar. But this is perfectly fine for me. This is good enough. I'm going to allow this to cook down a little more, you guys. All right, guys. So this is the point where I honestly will be adding in my Scotch bonnet. Again, I love the heat. So I am going to add 4. But again, as I stated, it's to your liking. I like a lot of heat. I can actually tolerate and I can deal with a lot of heat. So I will add 4. Well, I lied. I'm going to add 5. All right. And this is also the point where I am going to add my veggies. So this is going to be the leftover vegetables that I had my meat resting in or marinating in. I'm going to add all of this as well. And I am going to allow this to cook down completely. So I will be adding my lid to this. Lovely. All right, you guys, I am back, and we have everything right here cooking down. Now, I want you to see this. This is a beautiful, beautiful mixture. Just look at that. And if you do not know, I have a catering company in Atlanta, so I definitely provide services for culinary services within Atlanta. But look at this. Beautiful. So we're going to allow this to cook down. To this, I am going to add my twist, which is going to be pumpkin flour. Now, I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with this or not. But pumpkin flour has a lot of medicinal benefits as well. So what I'm adding to this is going to be the garlic that I cooked earlier. I'm going to allow that to actually marinate and simmer into this dish. Now, if you have a local farmer's market, you may see this. This is the actual pumpkin flour, okay? Pumpkin flour. So what I do is I actually chop this up. This will be added into my dish, and I'll allow this to cook down. You're probably asking, what is that? What exactly is he putting in the pumpkin flour? If you have a cold, it's really, really good for cold. Let's say if you are a man, and let's just say if you're trying to actually conceive, have babies, it's really good for that. For vision, it promotes healthy vision. It definitely is a powerful tool in combat for the immune system. It's really good for people that actually have, I don't want to necessarily say weak bones, but I'll say if you don't typically have strong bones, so if you're more so elderly or up in age, I would highly recommend that you start preparing your meals with this particular flour. Very, very beneficial. But what you want to do is you want to actually cook this in, let this cook in, let this marinate in. And we are going to allow this to cook down. And distribute evenly. I'm going to add the lid back, you guys. Now this would be at the point where you would actually go in and you would season to taste if you need to. Me, of course, I know the way that I season, and I season to perfection. I'm not bragging, but I personally don't feel as if I need any additional seasoning. Everything will marinate. I will allow this to cook down. I am also going to allow the water to drain. Once my pot reaches the heat that I feel is necessary, I will remove the lid and allow it to drain out. And I honestly do not know how I forgot this. I am going to add in my carrots. As you can see, it's cooking quite lovely. The carrots will cook down. This is going to be, my God, the best.
A message has been received.
Now I was saying in the wintertime, this is really, really good. But again, allow your lid and let this cook down. Let this cook all the way down. As I stated before, I am going to be cleaning as I go. All right, you guys. This is where we are right now. Again, I am going to allow this. I want the water to actually cook my veggies thoroughly. And then once they're done, once I feel it's been a sufficient amount of cooking to the point of where my vegetables are soft, and it will not take long because of this pot alone. This pot is very, very hot. So it's going to brew down, and then I will remove the lid and allow this to cook down. And if you haven't noticed, I want my actual habanero or Scotch bonnet to cook down thoroughly so that some of the heat in the Scotch bonnet is distributed. I'm not eating any of this today, but who knows, I may have some tomorrow, but I want it to actually be perfect. And as you can see, the actual pumpkin flour cooked down. So I'm going to let some of this water drain out. And then you can serve this and accompany it with fried plantains, or you can even have a side of rice with this as well. To everyone that is actually following me on Facebook, I really, really appreciate it. If you can, please share this video. I would also like for you to join me on CastroCooksOut. That is CastroCooksOut. And that's Castro Cooks Out on YouTube. I would really, really appreciate all of the support. So you can join me there now. As you can see, the water is actually, it's coming out. The water is coming out. It has like a thick sauce. It just depends on, again, your liking. And I know some of you probably were looking at this and looking at the pumpkin flowers and saying, oh my God, he's actually putting flowers. Yes, I did. But if you look at it now, the consistency is thoroughly blended in. You cannot even tell that pumpkin flowers are a part of this dish. It is delicious. I assure you it is. And it has several medicinal benefits. Not just the pumpkin flowers alone, but this entire dish. You know, I think that a lot of the, the American culture in terms of our dietary needs and foods that we eat, we limit the nutrition, and we need to actually replace some of the things that we are eating. Fast food is not the key. That's the reason why the majority of us are sick. It's because of the food that we're eating. We need to get back into the habit of cooking meals that are prepared fresh. And as I stated, if you do not know how, I will be teaching you how. I will be creating a YouTube channel that is coming very soon. I'm actually going to be working on that today. But I wanted to give you this really, really quick meal. And I'm going to show you the end results very soon. Let's allow this to cook down a little bit, guys. All right, you guys, I am back. And I am just going to allow this to actually cook down. Down. But look at the richness in this pie. It's delicious, right? Yes. And you too can create this meal, honestly. And I am going to have a series of videos coming out for single mothers. That's something that I'm honestly a big advocate. I'm not going to say that I'll just say this. I am a very big advocate of mothers who are raising children alone without the help of anyone else. And I will definitely show you how to stretch your budget and how not only to provide nutritional food for your kids, but actually staying within a reasonable budget and having a long stretch of ideas. And you can do this very inexpensively. Trust me. This is giving me exactly what it is that I've been looking for. Please do me this favor, you guys, of actually sharing this video. I would really, really appreciate it. So you can share this video on Facebook. Tag all of your friends. Ladies, if you have a friend at home, she doesn't know how to cook, she's always at your house because you know how to cook, tag her in this video too. My females that are married, you have a husband, you don't cook. Please stay tuned to these videos. I'm going to show you how to cook for your man. My young men, if you do not know how to cook and you feel as if your food necessities and everything that you have going on, if it's in a brown bag at the end of the day, we're going to cancel that option. We're going to teach you how to cook fresh, healthy, prepared meals. And I have some really, really good content in store for you guys, I promise you. So I'm just going to allow this to cook down all the way down. But it's really giving me everything. I could not have asked for anything more. And like I've stated, this is perfect, perfect, perfect. You can even stew up like some cabbage. Perfect with cabbage. This has me in the mood to fry up some plantains, but I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to do that at all. And I have some jollof rice that I still have left over from the other day when I cooked for you guys. I will be serving it up with this to accompany my meat. So I'm just going to allow this to cook down. I will be right back, guys. For those of you who have just joined in, I am actually preparing stewed chicken. If you missed it, my twist was actually pumpkin flour. Look at how this cooked up. So nice. And if you're telling me it doesn't look good, you have to be hating on me. But that's fine. I appreciate my haters as well. Look at this, guys. I honestly think that I'm going to make a lobster dish soon too. You know, so I'll show you because I really want to get out of meat and I really would like to stress fish. I had a request for somebody to actually make fish. I am going to prepare some dishes that actually have seafood. So I will be making that for you guys also. But I will be making a lot of American-based foods. Again, teaching you how to prepare dishes on a budget. And I have a lot of seafood dishes that I will be preparing that will be under $20. So, you know, instead of going to, let's say, for instance, if you fancy types of establishments like Olive Garden, which to me, and I don't have anything against Olive Garden, so I don't want Olive Garden to bash me, but I don't care for their food at all. If I ever suggested Olive Garden, I'm just going simply for the salad and the breadsticks. I know that's crazy, but that's the only thing I like from Olive Garden. I don't particularly care for their cream sauce. I don't care for any of their dishes because to me it tastes like it was out of a can. I can show you how to make those dishes from Olive Garden less than $20 and you can feed probably 4 people opposed to paying $20 for one meal that somebody just slid a package open and heated up in a microwave, which is disgusting, but that's another topic for another day. All right, guys. So I am going to cover this up. We'll probably give this, I'll leave this off. I'm going to actually let this cook down because I want a lot of the water to boil out. But this is pretty much going to be the ending result with a little less water. Once the majority of the water actually boils out, you will then add your lid. It will give it a nice thick gravy. So for those of you who like gravy over your rice, you can actually scoop some of this out. What I will do is I'll take out my meat. I'll take out the majority of my vegetable. If I had added provision, I would take that out too. And I'll put that to the side and I would just have a bowl for the broth. You know, some people like to actually have the broth over their rice or have more broth over their vegetables. I would have that readily available. But you guys, this is primarily it. This would be the ending result. And like I said, after it is completely finished, you can serve it up to your liking. Please stay tuned in to more recipes that I will actually have. I have a website also. It is Castro, www.CastroCooksOut.com. And I'm going to be uploading a lot of content onto that website as well. So please tune into that for recipes. I have a lot of natural recipes as well. Smoothies, juicing, just a lot of stuff to get you in better health. And I will be uploading that as well. My YouTube channel is coming soon. I have a business page on Facebook, which is CastroCooksOut. I'm going to try to have videos coming pretty frequently for you guys. And if you have any suggestions of anything that you would like for me to cook, please leave it in the comments or you can send me a direct message. I would love to try out your different recipes and cook them live for you. Again, you guys, I would really appreciate it if you could do me this favor and if you could actually follow me. Follow me, please, on Instagram. Is CastroCooksOut. Castro Cooks Out. I would really also appreciate it if you could follow me on my Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook as well, but please share this video on Facebook. Once the YouTube channel comes out, I'm going to ask you all to subscribe to my YouTube, but there are a couple of things that I have to finalize in terms of that video or in terms of that channel tonight. So I'll make sure that I get all of that squared away, and then I'll definitely be able to stay tuned in with you guys a lot more. So this is going to be the end result of my meal, you guys. I'm going to allow this to actually finish cooking down. A lot of times you can just pretty much turn your range or your eye off and just allow the heat from the pot itself to cook the remainder of the meal. And that's what I am going to do. So if you cover this with the lid, it will thicken up. It will also give you a nice gravy that you can just add over your rice. And that's it, you guys. It's been a pleasure cooking with you all today. Please, please, please stay tuned in. And like I said, if you're in Atlanta and you want a free plate, hit me up as well. You guys have a good day.